Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn about basic prompting in LangChain. After loading the API keys for the LLM that you want to use, we first create a model. Here I use GPT 5.4 Nano, but you can basically use any LLM that you want. And here we're going to create an agent, which is a customer support agent for a website. Basically, he's responsible for getting the complaints from the users and responding them properly. Here we have a complaint text, which is about someone who ordered a smartwatch from the website last week and it arrived with a cracked screen and other problems. Let's run this. And here, like we learned before, we just create an agent, pass with that model, and then we try to invoke the agent with the complaint text. So let's see how this agent responds to our complaint text. Alright, so here we have a message from the agent, and as you can see, it says, I'm sorry for what happens, and then it says that reply with order, date of delivery, and other stuff. And then it provided more information. So far what we have here is a general assistant that can help you with all the tasks that you have, and it's not really good because it's not specialized or tailored for one specific task. And it doesn't have information, like a specific information about the complaint that they are asking for. So to tailor our agent to be able to handle the complaints properly, we should define a role for the agent. And we define that role by using system prompt. So system prompt is basically a string that tells the agent what is your role and what you should do and how should you respond to the messages in general. So here we define the system prompt and say you are a customer support agent with excellent empathy, then define what is your task and how should you respond to the customer complaint. After we define the system prompt, we just pass it to the create agent, we create a new agent, and we try the same process again. So as you can see here, we get a much better response from the LLM here. It knows that first it should apologize for the problem or mistake that happened and then try to help specifically about the complaint of the user and also provides next steps and also offering for a refund or some offer that can make the customer basically happy. So this is the idea of system prompting. You use system prompting to tailor the agent to be focused on one specific area or task that you want your agent to be focused. The next topic is called few-shot learning. And that means with system prompt, we can actually teach our agent how to respond by providing some examples. So here, for example, in the system prompt, I said that you are a stylist. Help the user to find the perfect color for their clothes. After that, I gave some examples, like if the user said, I want to wear boots with jacket, you should respond like boot should be black and jacket should be burgundy. So by providing these examples, we are helping the agent to learn how to respond properly. Let's run this and see how will be the response. So as you can see here, we get kind of a structured response from the agent, at least more structured than the previous responses. Here it says that I suggest the polo shirt to be white and shoes to be brown suit. But what if we want to have even more structured outputs from our agent or forcing them to output in the specific structure that we want? So for that case, we have two main options. The first one is to edit our system prompt and tell the agent to actually keep the structure in the way that we define. So here we say that please keep to the below structure, and then we give it that, okay, every style should have a name. Then for every piece of garment, you should provide the garment name and the color. So let's see if the LLM will respond with the same structure that we defined here. Okay, it got better. As you can see here, we have a name, then we have a garment and color, and again, garment and color. And our user message was, I want to wear polo shirt with shoes. So it separated polo shirt and shoes, and for each of them provided a color. And also we have a title, which is great. But this is not the case all the time. So sometimes we are dealing with more complex structures that is hard for LLMs to learn it by just providing some few examples. In those cases, we use structured outputs, which is basically means we provide a data model and then tell the agent to respond with that specific data model. To create the data models, here we use Pydantic library. Pydantic basically is a data validation library in Python, which is very famous and popular, and it uses type annotations to create and validate data. So basically, all you need to do here is that for the output that you want to get from the model, you just create a model like class style format, which inherits from base model. And then you define the properties or the fields of that data. For the response of this specific agent, I wanted to have a name for every style. And for the colors, I want to get a dictionary in Python. And it should be a mapping from one string to another string. And after that, we can use a specific function in Pydantic that is called field, which we can use to provide some descriptions about that field to the LLM. So here I said that name should be a cool name for this style, and it's like a title for this style. For example, hot night. As you can see, you can use the idea of few shot learning even here in the Pydantic. So you can sort of mix these two techniques. And for the colors, I just said that color is a mapping between every single garment and its color. For example, jeans should be dark blue. And I just said like don't include any garment that is not included in user input. Only suggest one color per garment. So these are like putting some rules for that specific property to help the agent to respond more properly. And then we have the agent creations like before. Nothing is changing here. The only change is that we have response format equal to style format. So this handles the idea of responding in this specific format. Let's run this and see how it will be. As you can see, the output here, which you can access it using response structured response, is an object of style format. And that's really great, right? You can define the format or model that you want for the data and you get the response from the agent in the same format. You can do more stuff with the Pydantic. We're gonna see about it later, but the simplest thing that you can do is that you can dump it to JSON. So now you have a JSON output from your agent. So basically think of all the possibilities that you can have now. You can create a backend that uses an agent to provide answers for you. And then you can just have a UI that reads this JSON data and shows it to the user. All right, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching this video. And if you like it, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.